Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. You may call me Firedrake, and in this video I will be reviewing Cruel Summer Season 1 Episode 3, Off with a Bang. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen episodes 1 through 3, please go watch on Freeform or Hulu and meet me back in this video right after. This show opens with a domestic violence trigger warning, so viewer discretion is advised. Episode 3 opens with a message that reads, "The events that are about to unfold take place on approximately July 4th, 1993, 1994, and 1995. So this is about a week after the events from the last episode. The episode starts with Jeanette hanging at home with her mom. Her mom suggests that she tries contact lenses to get rid of her glasses. We hear a news report on the television about the upcoming annual 4th of July celebration. Mallory and Vince come over, and today the three of them plan to check swiping contraband off of their summer checklist. Vince took a bottle of his grandma's cooking wine. Jeanette took one of her brother's dirty magazines. And what did Mallory swipe? Well, she took some of her mom's marijuana. Mallory suggests that the group should get high, but Vince and Jeanette are not down with it. Greg walks into the room and tells Mallory that her mom, Janice, called and told her to come home. When Mallory leaves, Jeanette decides to flush the marijuana down the toilet while Vince checks out the dirty magazines. Mallory returns and says that her mom only called her home to find the remote control, but she needs to take the drugs back home to her mom because her mom usually gets high while watching movies. Jeanette tells her she flushed the marijuana, and Mallory is understandably upset because she is definitely going to be grounded once her mom finds out that she took it. Jeanette tells her mom about the argument with Mallory, and her mom tells her it's okay if friends grow apart. Her mom suggests that she should be closer with Kate Wallace, like her and Joy used to be. Then she says Joy used to follow her around like a puppy, and even Kate's dad and stepdad wanted to date her because she was the most popular girl. This is very different from the story that Joy told us in the last episode. Joy's story was that Cindy was the one who used to follow her around like a puppy. So one of these moms is lying. I'm inclined to believe Cindy may not be telling the complete truth only because of how she kind of followed behind Joy after the aerobics class in the last episode. It seems like she really wanted to be noticed by Joy and she wanted to hang out with her, but Joy didn't give that same energy back. It leaves me to believe Joy's story more about how things were in high school, and maybe Cindy actually did follow behind Joy. But now Cindy is telling Jeanette that she was popular at school and everyone wanted to be like her and wanted to date her. So I'm wondering if Cindy is lying, and if so, why she would lie about something like this. And if she's telling the truth, I wonder why Joy would lie about it. So this is something that I hope will come out sooner than later because I am really interested in what happened between these two moms. Then Cindy tells Jeanette to get ready for the fireworks, but Jeanette asks her mom if she could skip this year because she doesn't really feel like going out. After the family leaves for the fireworks show, Jeanette sneaks out and uses Martin's key to break into his house. While inside of the home, she steals one of his old yearbooks from the last school he taught at. After leaving Mr. Harris's home, she heads over to Mallory's house to apologize. She shows Mallory the yearbook and tells her that she is dedicated to completing the summer checklist. Mallory forgives Jeanette and invites her to come inside and hang out and eat pizza rolls. When Jeanette gets back home and places the key to Martin's house back inside of her jewelry box, we see that she actually kept some of the marijuana that she told Mallory she flushed. This scene has me thinking that Jeanette is very sneaky, or at least she has a sneaky side. Not only that, it has me questioning what kind of friend she is because she knew Mallory was going to be in trouble for not returning that marijuana, and she still kept some after she told both Mallory and Vince that she flushed it. So I am still side-eyeing Jeanette. And that's where 1993 ends in this episode. We get to 1994 and Cindy is standing in front of the TV watching a news report that mentions that Kate will likely share her story with the public soon. Cindy tells Derek how she's worried that the town will find out all the things Kate has been saying about Jeanette once she comes forward with her story. Derek tells Cindy that half the town already knows, and he's been disinvited to some events because of it. Jeanette overheard their whole conversation while laying on the couch. Later that day, Derek tells Greg that he overheard some guys at the gym saying Jamie actually gave Jeanette her black eye. They both go to Jamie's house and let him know that he better not touch Jeanette again. When Derek and Greg return home, the police are there and they want to take Jeanette to the station for questioning. Cindy and Greg go down to the station with Jeanette, and Cindy is very unhappy about the police wanting to question her. The police ask Jeanette how Kate ended up with her necklace. Jeanette tells them she threw her necklace away after she fell out with the friend who gave it to her. When the police ask why Kate would lie about something like this, she says she thinks it's because she's been dating Kate's ex. When they get back home, Cindy tries to convince Greg that the necklace from the police station belongs to Jeanette, and she can't believe Jeanette lied to the police. But Greg doesn't believe it. Greg is sticking by his daughter. Jeanette walks into the room, and Cindy leaves to get ready for fireworks. Derek tells Jeanette that he knows that Jamie hit her. She tries to lie about it at first, but her dad tells her to stop because they do not lie to each other. And he lets her know that he doesn't want her seeing Jamie anymore. At the firework event, Cindy notices everyone staring at her family. Jeanette approaches Jamie and he tells her that he will not abandon Kate. He reminds her that she was the one who told him Kate went missing before anyone else knew. In 1994, Vince is working at a video rental store and Kate walks in right before closing. Mallory comes in right after. Kate rents Silence of the Lambs, Misery, and Groundhog Day, then rushes out. Vince asks Mallory if she thinks that Kate's movie choices are weird, but she actually empathizes with Kate instead of mocking her. She invites Vince over to watch movies, but he says he can't because he's helping a friend. Mallory tells him that she hopes he's not trying to help Jeanette. Ben picks Vince up at the video store after closing. He asks Vince if Mallory knows anything about where they're going. Vince tells him Mallory doesn't know. Then Ben asks Vince if he thinks Jeanette is lying about seeing Kate, and Vince tells him Jeanette would never do something like that. Ben says that if you believe her, so do I, no matter what. So at this point, Ben has decided to believe Jeanette because Vince has vouched for her. And this is very different from what happened in the last episode when he told the attorney that he blames Jeanette for something that happened to him. But we still don't know exactly what happened to Ben. They arrive at a house and they both seem nervous about going in. It's a house party, but it's also a safe space for members of the LGBT community. Ben and Vince slow dance together. So it looks like Ben and Vince are a couple, and I think it's pretty cool. Two characters that I like together. Awesome. That was the last scene from 1994. When we get to 1995, Kate and Jeanette pull up alongside each other at a traffic light, and Jeanette is hoping that Kate doesn't notice her. But Kate looks directly at her and then hops out the car and walks over to Jeanette's passenger window. She yells for Jeanette to get out of the car and tells her that she tried to steal her life because hers is pathetic. Then she asks, "Are you seriously trying to go after my family's money too?" Kate bangs on the window of Jeanette's car, but then Jeanette speeds off as soon as the light changes. Meanwhile, the police is bringing Jamie home after picking him up for stalking Jeanette's house. Vince calls Ben because he's nervous about a deposition that he has tomorrow. He knows that Ben already spoke with the lawyers, so he's looking for advice. But Ben tells Vince that he wants him to stop calling because every time he talks to him, it brings him pain. This makes me sad because I just got excited about their relationship. The next day, Jeanette is outside trying to scrub graffiti off of her van. Once inside, Jeanette is watching TV and notices that the nation is starting to chime in on her decision to sue Kate. While changing channels, she comes across a show that has a woman crying on the court stand saying she's the victim. And Jeanette uses this scene to practice acting more like a victim. Her lawyers previously advised her that she needed to be more likable to gain sympathy from a jury. So Jeanette is now practicing how to sing more like a victim. Next, we get a scene of Jeanette in her room reading, and I am so relieved to see her doing something other than watching the news. Her brother stops in to say hi. He's been away at school but came by to do laundry. Jeanette tells him she saw Kate in traffic earlier and she looked like she wanted her dead. He tells her that he doesn't want her dead, and it seems like they still have a good relationship. She also tells Derek that a girl named Claire called, and he replies, "Speaking of phone calls, you should take Mom's call." So we find out that Jeanette has been avoiding Cindy. In the next scene, Jeanette is on her way out of the house, and her dad asks her where she's going and if it's a good idea to go out. He also asks her if she really thought it was a good idea to leak the lawsuit to the press before they even got a chance to serve Kate. Jeanette tells him everyone will be at the fireworks, and then she leaves. Vince notices Jeanette leaving the house. Jeanette breaks into Martin's abandoned house, and while in the basement, Vince walks in. He followed her there. He asks why she's there, and she tells him that she thought she could reverse all the bad by returning to where it all started. He tells her he called Ben hoping time heals all wounds, but it didn't. Jeanette says she's really sorry. He asks her how many times she's been in this house, and she tells him she's been there a lot. She got addicted to the rush of breaking in. Later, when Vince has the deposition with the lawyer, counsel asks him if Jeanette ever returned to Martin's house after they left in 1993. He seems a little caught off guard by this question, and at first he asks, "Did Mallory say something?" But then he answers by saying no. To his knowledge, she never returned back to the home. So Vince has decided to be the most loyal ride or die friend because he is now lying for Jeanette. And I really hope it doesn't come back to bite him later because, like I said before, I like Vince. And I like Ben. And I still think Kate is cool. And I still do not like Jamie. My thoughts on this episode. Now that we just ended episode 3, I think I'm finally understanding the pace of the show a little better. I do like the way that we get more of Kate's perspective one week and then we switch back to Jeanette's perspective. I still think the time jumps within scenes are a little hard to follow at times, but because I'm starting to get used to how the lighting is in each scene and the way the characters' physical appearance change over the years, I'm finding that it's easier to follow the show now that I just finished episode 3. As far as the storyline and the characters, I feel like we're getting to know their personalities a little better. The scene with Jeanette and her mother in this episode did feel a little suspicious. It seemed like her mom was encouraging her to move more towards the popular kids. I wonder where Cindy is in 1995. I wonder if maybe all of the talk around town was just too much for her and she decided to leave, or if her and Greg just separated for some other reason. I think at this point it's too soon for me to say who is lying. It is possible that Kate is lying. She could have went straight to the police station and told them that Jeanette saw her because of what happened when she followed Jamie and saw him making out with Jeanette. She could have been upset and went and told them. Or Jeanette may have really seen her and didn't help her. And Jeanette's reasons for not helping would be that she kind of took her place as far as having the same friends that Kate used to have and also dating her boyfriend. It is possible that Jeanette could be lying because we see Jeanette kept the key to Martin's house. Jeanette also lies to her parents and lies to her friends. So it's easy for me to believe that she's lying about seeing Kate and not helping her. But it is still early in the show, so I don't want to jump to any conclusions. I am enjoying reviewing this show and watching it, so I hope you guys will leave a comment and let me know how you feel about the episode and what your theories are so far. Thank you so much for watching this review. I really appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this review, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you in the next video.